Stream 78. I should probably explain quickly my thoughts about this stream. It is running so loud. There might be need to replace the CPU paste, cooling paste. Okay, so start talk. I will have to, in 8 minutes, go and fetch some laundry. Then after half an hour more, but I'm now going to continue on the stream where I left off yesterday. Not specifically communism, maybe, but the idea of studying that no mystery that I have always liked knowledge to some degree. I don't like remembering things. I've talked about that, reasons for it, but learning, knowing, it's very natural for me, wanting to learn, understand. So I think with this world peace goal and the approach that I have taken to get here, that has kind of been very much across or head on to who I was, who have I been most of my life. Meaning the developments I have done, I wasn't happy about them, many of them, or some part of me wasn't happy. That there were those depressive moments, phases, and at no point did I feel really at peace with the whole goal or vision, but it was inevitable. There wasn't any other choice. But now I think with these developments that I have done, I'm starting to see more light, and also starting to feel more at ease, more relaxed, more excited about this actual life that I will be living. And this learning, studying is one part of it that I had kind of given up on it, or just not thinking about it that much and just focusing on the goal itself and then my weaknesses, development areas. But now the pieces are coming together. I hope that it doesn't take another year to figure out stuff. I really doubt it, but the problem I have faced these days is purely just lack of external motivation. That's why I have gone into gooning or just sleeping and ineffective thinking, not being productive, and so on. Because the vision I have, what I want to achieve, is such, or requires such large change that it just takes time. Of course, I have developed myself almost each day, but it's slow. Because I don't see, I'm not familiar with it. Life, being social and all, it's not why I have used to be. 3 minutes. But with this introduction of learning, studying, and then actually getting to work, I like to continue coding and all. I think the productivity will rise a lot, and it's possible that I will achieve good balance quite quickly, because it's not like I have to develop or initialize many of these pieces anymore. I have done that already. It's one of the most used avoidance methods I have done, which I'm doing currently, which is that I just focus on my weakest points. I want to get everything in check before I start doing. And it has been communication, it has been, well, this lack of thinking, passive thinking, reactive thinking, getting rid of that and be more active, IRAC, or just the idea of developing myself alongside doing, that has been difficult. And then, of course, there has been these areas of focus like effective altruism, that I will be, next week I'll be on a boat or a ferry already this hour. And then moving to Helsinki, that also, it might not sound much, but in my case, every one of these, they require some thinking that I have never really properly considered it. And then actually applying for a dorm apartment or some apartment. Then today I received a message that the employment office have scheduled or booked meeting with someone. It's voluntarily so I don't need to take it, but I think I will go there, have a chat. I will continue on this. Okay. Next one will be in 6 minutes. Didn't have a reservation for this. Or used the trier. Okay, no one has booked it. Good. So I got a message saying that next Tuesday I have been reserved a spot to have some sort of discussion, I guess, how everything is going, and maybe he might offer or suggest some positions here in Tampere region, which I of course wouldn't be that interested of taking, but I think I will go there. Also, I received a message or the resolution for my application to become unemployed, and it was denied that no, I didn't have a good reason to resign from my job. I thought that I had, because I heard that from someone first of all, and then I asked AI, it confirmed the same. Then I remember that I tried to verify it myself and read the same thing. So from 3 different sources, I received wrong information, that it was old news that 1.5 years ago the rules changed and my condition for resigning was not good enough. So I got this 45-day penalty. In my case, because I received the last paycheck, which was way more than I anticipated, I have fine financial situation, so I don't really care. But yes, at least that's now resolved. And I still have to apply for those 4 positions until next Wednesday. It's 22nd, yes. Right, but that took some energy, just experiencing this unemployment, and then, well, random thoughts that appear from it. Now this EA, effective altruism, and the conference. I don't think I mentioned this yesterday, but there was, oh yeah, maybe I mentioned quickly. Someone sent me a message, connection request, and said, like, or asked, hey, would you be, or what are my goals? What am I doing? What are my interests? Then what was there? And have you considered a policy career? So they are finding talented applicants for our impactful EU policy careers accelerator on global health and development. I didn't do any research. I didn't answer to this person yet. But yes, that's an example where my lack of knowledge is surfaced, that I do not know what that means. So policy career. I think what it means is to be in some sort of position to help policymakers, I guess. Can start from some assistant job or small research task. These are just my beliefs. I don't know, maybe it means something else. But yes, it's very evident that I don't know how things work. And combined with the unemployment stuff that I need to apply for jobs and then have that meeting, or I will go there next week. And then watching those YouTube videos about Taiwan, for example, do I want to move there, global situation in general, then thinking about my goals, world peace, and these project ideas I have, or areas of focus, and then my developments, and then what I'm already good at, and then what I have shown, for example, my incomplete studies, or I guess job experience, or this channel, these things I have discussed. There is now this phase where I know something, I have some ideas what I could do, but really I don't. I feel that I know I might be way too focused on language communication, that in reality it's already fine, or also that it's well possible that I will not need it, that there are other people who could communicate on my behalf. I would just communicate to them the ideas I have, contributions, and then they're able to understand and communicate that further. A lot of stuff. The first thing I could do is try to figure out that career coaching. Yes, I just gonna delete some of these emails. Mm. Too many messages from Bolt. Oh. Okay, I think can't find it here. Huh? Start. Thank you for indicating your interest in volunteering at EAGX Nordics. Not be possible without attendees like you donating their time and effort. We'll be in touch with more details soon. This was almost a month ago. If at any point you change your mind and would like to opt out volunteering, please. Okay, I think they're either they have enough volunteers, which is super fine for me, or they're really, really late, or they have forgotten me. The thing is, when I registered or applied to this event, I didn't check the volunteering checkbox, I think. But then I needed to verify. There I checked that, so it's possible they didn't. And no, it's not in spam. So it's possible they had a list of emails, but I wasn't there. EAG Finland's newsletter. Oh, I can check this later. Volunteer coordinator. Replying to this email. Yes, well, let's reply. Hey. Okay, just short message. Okay, that's good. So putting pieces together. Then this startup thing, possibility, focus more on AI and not directly helping, but to get knowledge and then possibly money. Either cases, I would still move forward with this, get closer to my goal, but it's not surprised that I have always been bad at making decisions, because just considering options and not knowing enough. So now I'm trying to see how do I feel if I needed to make that decision right now with my current knowledge. Just feel impossible. So startups. What if I got an IT job? And this, yeah, operations as a career. Thinking of getting a random job in Helsinki. The thing is, I could possibly live with very little money And that would mean maybe I would work for half a year, then have another half a year completely myself, my work. So in reality, it wouldn't be 40 hours per week. Hmm. Three minutes. Wow. Okay, but fast. Let's see again whether no one has booked this time, so it's fine. This is difficult because if I start researching startups or how to get into that, or AI, or EU politics, or anything, I get interested in it. I get invested and I feel, hey, this looks good. I should do this. I know this from experience. So something that others would do, maybe just start looking at job postings and then realize, hey, this looks fine. It's a trap of some sort. That my goal is not normal. And because I'm so flexible as a person, it's risky going at this without a plan or good understanding. So in that means that I think I should be able to figure this out without doing any research. So just with my current knowledge. Okay, it's done. It's fine. Letting it cool down a little bit. Clothes. I'm trying to look back a little bit because the goal should be to find a balance or understanding that, hey, I want to do all of these at the same time, but I don't know how to balance it. So how much focus should I put on work, getting money, how much doing research, how much communicating with others, how much creating my own solutions. But as I said, it doesn't really change if I focus on startups or something else money related, then I would still continue towards this world peace goal. And then if I don't focus on it, I would focus more on these direct paths, getting knowledge and maybe connections and so on, and possibilities from that. But in both cases, I would still have money, still have the world peace, everything it requires. But these two choices just change the balance, how much I would focus on both of these, both of them. And now I'm trying to think about, haven't I had this idea before? January is quite, or let's say the end of January, beginning of February, that's quite good point that I can ignore everything that happened before, because before January I hadn't even built this abstraction of having a meaning in life. So anything before, I don't care. But after it, so I still went to work, then I removed the entertainment during that period. Trying to remember what have I done here. And I had joined the EA intro program. EA Summit was coming end of February. After that, there was some unemployment stuff. The beginning of March. What else did I do in March? Not much, if I remember correctly. There was vacation coming up. At least there was that. Then looking for apartments, little bit, but not that much. Just gonna go to my channel quickly, see if I can find. So 4 weeks ago, let's say after the EA intro week 4, live update after EA Helsinki Summit, becoming an operations specialist, making world peace a mundane topic, aiming to become a founder, random self-development talk, initializing the end vision's life control structure. No clue, 7 hours. I don't remember. Just doing stuff. Okay. Quick yap, AI use improvements, how to self-develop more active social role. Doing small things, focus on AI, quick life update, AI usage development. A lot to do in life already, but still not aiming for something. Putting life together for the next step, 7 hours. How much can I change my social self? Starting the job hunting process 3 weeks ago. Developing and keeping a new website. 24/7 AI. Then these last few days. Planning next mind reprogramming. I'm gonna fetch the clothes now. Right, almost an hour and still the same topic. Sorry, talk. So I should change this or describe. Yes, that's fine. That's in life. Oh, it's almost 24 degrees. In summer, it will be 30 degrees here. It doesn't take more than 3 or 4 degrees change in Celsius, and I'm already considering whether I even want to move abroad where it would be warmer. I guess this is kind of the perfect temperature inside. 23. Anything below is too cold to not wear any socks, and then anything above like this getting a bit sweaty, although I just walked 6 stories up and down a few times. Different paths. And the thing is, the one that I choose, people in that path that I start interacting with, they would enforce that path. But hey, yes, you're just the guy we're looking for, or yes, this is what I have been doing myself, you should do it too. People want to get other people interested in their things. So whether I choose startups, whether I choose to move to some place, move to Germany, move to Taiwan, move to Helsinki, everywhere people in general would enforce that decision. If I choose to develop my own solutions, I might get support for that. World peace. Now, also remembering the 1 to 100 project idea of becoming more active. I don't currently feel much energy, motivation towards that I would like to now start developing it. So that again tells how it is that I have a very deep desire to do that. Over 10 years I have been thinking about this, but it doesn't show up daily all the time. It goes away and then it comes back. Because it's so deep, it's much stronger than many other. But yes, world peace. So there is the utopia that I call it, meaning trying to imagine the world where people are together. Can I even imagine it? India, Pakistan, Taiwan, China, North Korea, South Korea, Russia, Ukraine. All of Africa without any conflicts, peacefully together, not holding grudges that have lasted centuries or still generations. Because even though I have said and maybe thought that I would want to just focus on these tools and I'm not interested in politics, that is still the case. But if I can't see the perfect system, imagine it, then what for am I building this communication platform? Hoping that people would change. But what is it for? Who is it for? At least it would be for me, because I don't like doing research and I still want to understand what's the fuss about. But is it possible that it would create even more hatred? Somehow it would backlash, and even though it would try to show both sides or all the sides, be very intuitive, you see the big picture, you see, yeah, that people would learn to use it wrong. Then they would just get more more knowledge, information, and just from their own perspective, and it would even cause harder disagreements. No, I very much doubt it, because I think this tool, in my vision, would be mainly for those who are interested to understand both sides, but they don't have time to use the conventional methods. This would be for them. And then if some people use it wrong, then it's fine. but at least there would be a platform that people can point to. Hey, go here. There is this discussion we are having now. There is your point that you are trying to explain. There is my point, and then there is the middle. There are other points there as well, and you get the whole picture. That there would be world-class professionals, professors, experts giving their advice or their opinions and their arguments, and there would be that, hey, your argument has been disproved very, very effectively, very well. There are videos done about this. So right now, okay, no, thinking about it in a longer, bigger picture, how important is that? Or should I just make a decision for the next 2 months this summer? What steps to make? Because if I keep on doing this, just planning, thinking, I get forward. I know I get forward, but not that fast. I still do make decisions based on long habits, like what I did with that no porn. I failed that immediately. I thought that, hey, I can do this. I couldn't. And yesterday I maybe mentioned, well, I didn't talk about it, but the idea that I'm very well aware of how little motivation I get from outside. I wake up, I have food here, I have my computer, I have habits. No one is coming to get me from here. I don't have a clear place to go to. That I would take my laptop, which I don't want to use, and go somewhere else. I don't have people I can contact that, or at least that I want to contact, meaning that they're not interested in the same things. They might have their own schedules, and also I don't want to. I'm still not relaxed with this Tampere-Helsinki situation. If I moved there, then I could start implementing this. But the idea that I have discussed before, how to control yourself. If I say to myself, hey, I want to work all day long, I want that, but I can't. Not on my own, because I'm unable to get excited about these things anymore. I understand myself too well, the world, that it's not possible. What happened 4 years ago when finally I was able to control myself enough to start working, start scheduling and developing myself, and then I started developing IRAC, and that was the beginning of this journey. It lasted, or has lasted, over 4 years. Back then, on January 2022, I was way different, and I remember I think I made, first I might have made a decision to start NoFap, and then I started to think aloud with a web camera, recording myself. But that recording, that happened after I bought the web camera, not purposely for this, but in general. I bought that week after I got the idea to change my life. I can't remember exactly the date of NoFap. I think that happened also a week or two after it. But it was still, it is one of the, maybe the most pivotal moment in my life. Maybe I have talked about it. I can always answer if someone asks, but it's not important to go there right now. What was the pivotal moment exactly? But the point was that I didn't understand myself, the world enough, and life was more magical. I could get excited about something new, that hey, this is very exciting. I didn't know it was possible, and now I'm doing it. But nowadays, my found worldview and philosophy is over a year old. There's nothing there. All these things about my own control, knowledge about political systems or geopolitics, economics, future, AI, they're all the same. They don't bring any new excitement, really. It's just dirty. All the people kind of seem similar, and then there are some exceptions. Okay, so you have focused on this for a few years or even more. You have done this. So interesting solution project, but in some way I see them similar. And this, me controlling myself, I'm not even trying, that's the thing. Because I understand that this is my life's experience. I'm living now, I'm not trying to live in the future. And developing myself in some way, or as a lot. Before I do anything concrete with this development, it's a hobby. It doesn't benefit others, it doesn't really benefit me, or okay, it benefits me, but not others. So it's a hobby. Then if I get some work position because of it, if I create some solutions that would change political system or environment, then it would be concrete. But until then, it's a hobby. I understand this. That's why I could goon for 2 weeks and not be sad about it. I'm not blaming or being ashamed or being annoyed that I haven't done any proper work, because I'm in the end just living day by day, and for me work is most cases fun, or developing myself. Of course I like this. I've done it over 4 years. But now going to go back to the idea of how to control yourself. Even though I'm very happy about this little progress that I'm doing constantly, if there was possibility to get to work every day, all day, I would take that. And one way to do that is by finding someone. Only one person is required to make a contract of some sort, or just a settlement that, hey, I want you to help me to be more productive. I want to have daily conversations, chats, messages, briefings that would give me the pressure to wake up at 8 a.m., start working. If I could go back to the military service just for fun, not having to stick there for a year, I would go there. Just having week or two intense schedule, stuff to do. It's fun. Main problem with what I'm after is that I haven't found that person yet. If I would choose startups, I could find people. If I started studying again, I could find people. Hey, let's study together. Develop some board game. Sure, music, art, other art. There are groups and people interested. If I wanted or started running, I don't think it would be that difficult to find a running partner. So this is another path, sort of, that I can take. Wouldn't require money, at least not much. And I have been talking about AI, how I see personal AI and what it can do in the future. It will be a partner. You can say, I want to lose weight, and AI would be there. Right now it lacks the interface a little bit. So on my AI, it has access to speakers. It could talk to me right now, but there is no camera here. There are no sensors. What I'm seeing in the future of me having sensors for the AI, it understands what I'm doing. That if I'm going there, it uses speakers that are there. But hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm washing the dishes. And it's briefing me about some event, having a conversation. Of course, I can use my phone, but that's just an example of controlling myself, my life, without me needing to do anything. That I have set up my environment in a way that AI can interrupt me. Hey, what are you doing? you should be working right now. There is this interesting project. Then I would start thinking about it. Okay, what interesting project? Why? Suddenly I'm hooked. But if I need to open my phone, start an app, and then AI is there to answer, hey, what can I do for you today? I need that pressure. But today's AI is not smart enough. I could schedule it to check on me every 5 minutes. Would be annoying. It doesn't understand it. It's not good enough. So for that, having a person who understands would be perfect. That suddenly I would have a system in place where maybe we would work together for the same goal. That would be perfect. But it could be that we're working on our own things, just keeping others kind of informed a little bit, and then making sure everyone is doing their things. So that's the value. And I haven't started to invest into this too much, that it's not in my plan to do so immediately. Like next week I will go to this EA event. Should I start finding this person there, or what if I send now a message to some forum saying that, hey, I'm looking for this kind of person who has time, who has energy, who is interested to maybe help in similar ways. I would like to team up, learn from each other, and then have someone to explain that right now I'm taking all these pauses, my communication skills are not good. I want to have pressure. How difficult would it be to find this person? My idea about this currently is, if I move to Helsinki, I could find that person in real life there. Hey, is there any person in Helsinki that would like to become my coworker in helping the world? If so, we can not only do the remote sessions, which would be most common, but also in real life. Hey, let's meet up. Let's go to library together. Let's do something together. But of course, it doesn't need to be in real life. Like I said, remote, that's fine. Sending each other messages daily. I think most people, they don't have their lives together as well as I have. That even if I say I haven't done anything in a week, doesn't mean that I'm unable to work and I would be unable to do stuff. No, it's in my core that I'm just passive, and I have these habits for entertainment. But whenever I leave this apartment, I become completely different, and I can work all day without ever thinking about entertainment. So I'm very flexible right now to just leave to another country, start working 24/7. That I know my limits, I know my unproductiveness, and I really know that if I change my environment like this, having someone pressure me, I would take it. There wouldn't be any problem that at some point, I'm having a bad day. I don't have bad days. I won't have anything. I need to process something. No, my life is figured out very well. So really the problem of not doing it right away is I wouldn't copy anyone. I don't know this idea. I'm not taking it from someone else. I'm having the idea that I would like to do this. It should be possible. So purposely finding like-minded friends, sort of, are not friends though. Like-minded co-workers. Because I don't care to put any feelings here. Of course, I'm already, or everyone is already my friend. I always act like that everyone is my friend. But the main point would be that, hey, this is professional. Let's try to be professional here. And then have, well, professional in terms of schedules, commitment, but then casual when it comes to communication. Like, I'm not going to write you any formal email about this matter. I'm not going to capitalize my letters and check that everything is perfect. I will send a message like, hey dude, what have you been doing, or do you have time for this? So I'm not interested in having a formal way of communication. But and then of course, hey, have you done any sports? I found out about this interesting thing. If we started to call, having small talk, getting to know each other, of course that's there. But the point would be that, hey, I'm mainly looking for this. Everyone is my friend already. That no hard feelings, but if I find someone else who can give me better feedback, then I should switch, and you should want me to switch to that, being more in contact with that person. Because in the end, the goal is world peace, at least for me, or helping in general. It's not personal. Or if I initiated this, like send a message, contacted 10 people, started some group chat, started to talk about this and settle something, and then week later I would say, sorry, I don't have time for this. It should be fine. Everyone included in this should be fine for them to just quit. Yes. So this particular idea is something that is very easy to do. At least try to find someone interested, and then it's separate from everything. Doesn't require money, doesn't require commitment. Okay, yeah. Moving on. I can talk about that in Sweden next week. Others. Moving on. Startup. Startups, at least in the beginning, they would require all time. All time I have build the system, communicate with others, develop a lot, but it wouldn't matter because the area I would be focusing on AI, and then as a founder or possible founder, I would have to learn all about sharing information, doing slides, developing the product, the vision, the reasons, and finding testers, finding investors, sending messages, all that knowledge, reading laws and such, networking, all of it would be quite good for my goals. So if I use same half a year as an example, it wouldn't matter that much. Building some AI solution. Well, I would have to learning AI tools. And the thing is, I wouldn't invest half a year if I didn't know it already has some potential. That's not the way I work. Nothing I would like to do for that long without getting any feedback or validation. The social or political communication platform I would like to develop as open source or just in a big team of volunteers maybe, or yeah. Biggest problem I would have is if someone steals some concept and patents it, then I can't use it for this. A platform that would help hopefully everyone in the world. I wouldn't be able to use it even though I know it's the best one. There's no other better solution for this. It might be some way to show information or connect information together. That's the only negative of doing open work. Someone might steal the ideas and then develop ideas further from those that I was heading towards. But they were first and then they patented, I don't know. operations as a career. I think if I just try to find a job, it's still that. I'm still interested in that. At least I would get some social interaction, getting to learn management tools. I think it would be beneficial. So for next week, start learning that job, and then go through job listings, try to find someone that I could apply to. Those are clear tasks. Start finding opportunities in Germany. Or in other places. Does not has to be German. Start finding like-minded people, specifically for this pressure, motivation, but also if by chance they would be working on similar solutions, then being in contact could be beneficial for both. Start learning about the world. EU politics, I have not even scratched the surface yet, so I don't know how it works. I know there are some EU parties similar than the parliament, national parliament, but I don't exactly know how it works. What's the scale? What are the differences? World peace. So at the same time, I would be learning, studying, researching, and then trying to create solutions. How to show this information, how to build this platform, who would use it, start understanding all the communication platforms in general. Develop this gamifying politics game. Right now, I'm trying to think about this with my current knowledge. But if I started to research about like that policy work, what could it mean? Maybe I would find, I didn't know about this. Now I'm considering it. So the problem, I would say so, is that I have a feeling that I need to make decisions now for next week. Next week, apply for that 4 positions. That my money will not run out if I move to Helsinki. It might suddenly be almost over 2,000 euros. Could cost me to pay the rent and then 2 months rent as assurance for some places. And I still have time to get the apartment starting on June, so I wouldn't have to pay parallel rents, because I could also take or get an apartment for this May, next May in 2 weeks, but then I would have to pay parallel rents like 600 euros more. So I'm not comfortable making decisions, hard decisions, getting a job and then doing that for half a year, renting an apartment in Helsinki. That's also a little bit uncomfortable. Many places, both of those dorms, they said that you have to be there for 1 year at least. And of course you can leave. I could leave earlier, but then there would be some kind of penalty. If I got a job out somewhere, that's a good reason that's in law. I think that the penalty shouldn't be too high. And if the landlord is not garbage, then I think many of them would agree, okay, it's fine. You pay one month more or two, I don't know. But if I received a job elsewhere, would I even care that I need to pay some penalty? Because in that case, I would have been interested to take this position. Moving to Helsinki. And dorm apartments. Some part of me would immediately take a chance to go there. Yeah, why not? But then there are arguments against it that am I looking for friends? The thing is, I'm not. I'm looking for new experiences, of course, but I wouldn't want to use that much time for normal friendships. Like once a week is enough. Although I don't think they would either. But there might be some dorm apartments where they're more active, more social with each other. And then if I were there and just be on my own. Hmm. And if I wanted to invite someone, hey, let's work together, you can come to my apartment. It's easier if I have my own apartment, although it would be like 15 square meters. I wouldn't want any bigger ones because it costs. Hmm. This urgency. Feel feel that I need to do decisions. I have been building my life, developing myself to this direction. I am developing my note-taking skills, setup, my website have initialized somewhat. I will be developing further to show my ideas, my projects, so that I can ask better advice. There will be my history, my CV will be there. And then this personal AI is also development, the right direction. Hmm. I don't have a rush to get away from Tampere, at least yet. I can decide that I wouldn't pay parallel months of rent or parallel rents in a month. So that would leave the pressure from that. Then looking for jobs. Just being critical with them. Applying for positions that I'd probably be underqualified, but if I got in, I'd be happy. Could I learn like half a year in some warehouse? What could I learn there? Logistics, management systems. Not really people skills. There aren't any. Communication, sure. If it didn't even pay that well. IT job. Customer support. Well, people skills, I think, yes, or communication skills, it would teach me. The work could be very boring, though I would get experience on that. Learning about different services nowadays, customer service is through phone. They have many platforms and services under them, so they manage many different ones. Thing is, I'm bad at that. So would I even get a job? Would I even get a job? My friend has worked at the airport. Would I be interested? That on regular hours, 24/7 shifts, or not 24/7, but the shifts can be any time of the day. It's very demanding. Not really that much customer experience. Irregular hours, or sometimes night shifts, sometimes day shifts. That would be difficult to rest and then have energy to develop my vision further. Finishing my studies. I have forgotten that completely. Oh yeah, I did study. Not yet. Not gonna consider it yet. Job. Why am I thinking about this that much? I'm not gonna get a job. Let's be real here. I don't have work experience. I don't have enough studying experience. And even if I got accepted to a to an interview, what would be the chance that they like what they hear? I would go there and be very frank that hey, I'm only interested in this because of these things. Of course, I will do my work well, but I'm not going to be long term worker. On business. Totally forgot. Totally forgot. World peace. Mm, I think the best approach would be to just accept any penalties. Meaning, if I get an apartment, I go there 2 months later, I want to go somewhere else, just pay the penalty. If I take a job and what's the penalty if the contract, let's say, is I would ask in Finnish. I'm writing this in Finnish, hoping that I get more accurate information. Okay, okay. Just asking about whether I can resign And in most agreements, there is this place for that you need to have, say, this 2 weeks before leaving or something along those lines. Or then there is this period, for example, 4 to 6 months, that how would I translate it? You're not there yet, or there is no penalty if either side just terminates the agreement. Both are kind of seeing whether this job is good for you. But this means that there is flexibility quite a lot in all of these systems and decisions. That I'm not really fixed to be in one place for a year or one job for a year. I wouldn't sign any contract saying that I couldn't leave before that. If there was this, let's say 2 to 3 month or 3 month trying period, let's see how you get used to this. Are you any good at this job? Then I would have 3 months to decide whether I want to continue for the next 9. And the thing is, if I find out about, if I find out about some very good opportunity, then I can try to communicate that with my supervisor, with my boss. If they decline, it's fine. But if I just learn that I want to do this business, this other thing, then it's very good that I have found out that new opportunity or new path, new understanding. So in the end, isn't it just positive that I have too many options? So that in mind, that everything is very flexible. If I get an opportunity somewhere, I can get another one. Because my skills, my knowledge will just get better. This means that in shorter term, I will just for next week find that those 2 or 4 positions I will apply for, and if I get to an interview, I can always screw it up. I don't think I wouldn't apply for a position that I would take. But this means that the vision for the next month or next phase is pretty comfortable. Actually, my whole life is comfortable. What am I talking about? But more clear that I will just continue what I have already done, developing my skills, my knowledge, my solutions. And because I'm doing something productive, interested in AI, I will get a job. I will build a business. Nothing is too difficult. I will move closer to my goal, world peace. I will network. The goal is to wake up and have things to do. Live life happily. Focusing on different things, developing myself, exercising. And this EA, it's just a positive. If I happen to find like-minded people or good opportunities. There isn't really any rush. And if I don't get good enough opportunities or get forward, then that's studying, finishing my studies, applying for masters and moving abroad for 2 years. I would get that experience. Yeah. Easy peasy. Before I now have gone through this again, I did have a feeling that I don't know what should I do? What will happen after next week? Now, more peaceful. It's 4 p.m. Take a break. Thinking what to do next. I will eat, yes. Haven't received an answer to that EA volunteering stuff. I could be already networking people who are going there, but I don't feel that there is really any rush to that for that. Of course, many people, they like meeting up in real life, face to face, having conversation. They get the idea of the other one, but I don't see that that important. But I can explain quite well what are my goals. If someone is gets interested, we can have a chat, or we can start talking through text and then have an online meeting. And because I'm so focused on the concepts, the ideas, and not the other person, I'm sure they're great. It's not that important for me to get to know these people there. I can always afterwards send them a message. I'm sure just by going there I will network pretty well. So for today, what is my plan? I would go to Prisma. Degrees. Well, I'll think about this. It might be that I will spend the rest of the day just watching YouTube videos again. But what happened yesterday, that I wanted to start doing research. Hey, this now I'm interested to know about this communism thing. I'm not any I'm not going to lose myself to the entertainment. I'm very comfortable. I'm very confident of that. I think it's a past year or two even. I have had full faith that I can't break my life anymore. Actually, 3 years. It's just not happening that I would have those over month-long periods where I don't do anything productive. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have a thought session thinking about this. Feeling like taking a nap, usual. Everything goes superb. Ah, should I make this script now? Where do I have this? Wait. Do I have tools here or some? What is this? Docker random. Nothing links. Maybe AI pub Infinity. So what I'm looking at here is, I think I'm just using this topic modifier, time modifier. Yes. What if I create this script? PowerShell. Create a script. Wait, but no, this is Windows. Create a script that I can trigger how is it working exactly? So I have ESL cron, no, PowerShell, topic modifier, isn't it this? Category choice, yes. So this is the script. How have I, well, where do I use the shortcut? It's not here. How do I use the shortcut? Do I have some app? Folder shortcuts. Flutter, okay. Do I have power toys? Ah, of course I have them. Yes. So, no, it's not there. Ah, no, quick access. Dun, 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 dun. Keyboard manager. Where do I have my shortcut? I will. Big modifier. Yes. And this is just skills and knowledge. Random. Use that often. What was I gonna do? Go to apps. Installed apps. Do you have something here I can't show? Ah, I think it's fine. Trying to look for some kind of shortcut app to find. Like, it's not here. I'm very confused. Very confused now. What shortcut tool am I using? Okay, I'm going to... Can I find anything here? User path. Power toys. Windows apps. Did I show here something I shouldn't? See tools. Either I skipped it or I didn't see it here. Wait. Oh, I can't use. Maybe this is not the most effective way. There's the power toys. Because I have used multiple different shortcut apps. Some of them were or are very light. And I remember having this problem earlier as well. Touch keyboard. And I don't really mind doing this anyways. Windows. Feel that I have way too many services running. They're running two different profiles at the same time. Why do I have VMware? Not even using it. PowerToys keyboard manager. What? Am I using it? The other. Off. Can I access? Ah, no. So one way is that one way is to create a shortcut for this. For this one. Like here, create shortcut and then give that shortcut a keyboard shortcut. Could I have done that? Yeah, there it is. There it is. Ctrl Shift Alt A. Wasn't that difficult? What am I doing here? Okay. That. Okay. I have a config file. Wait, no, I don't need the number. Um, Following. Following. I don't need to use any specific AI for this. Let's see. PSI. One. Wait, it's why is it doesn't show the huh? doesn't show the ending. I thought I could change the text. What is this? Hide extensions. I'm quickly using VS Code. Yeah. Oh yeah, and config path. Ah, okay, that works. Config. This will be, where do I have that? Let me go there. Well, that was simple. And then how to run it. Ah, I can do that. Really? Okay. Ah, it wasn't here. Scripts. So I'm using what? Control Shift Alt A. It's important to have Control Shift Alt A. Now this will be Control Shift Alt G. Let's try that. Shortcut key. Control Shift Alt G. Let's try it. So it should ask me first. Nothing happened. You can always run this from the terminal. So quickly taking a look. Closing in 2 seconds. So error context text no found. Maybe it doesn't work without wait, what? Update. Wait. Maybe I really... Ah. Okay. Maybe I really need this. Ah, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Now. Enter stream number. 78. Suppose. Huh? Wait. Did I have the right? Okay, I will take a look at that outside the stream. Now I'm not sure if I had the right. Okay. Maybe it's fine. It's fine.